in kind of a tough way. They're going to come into this one with a lot of comfort.
Yeah, we're going to see Selfless. Sinatra, the Zarya player on this team, typically, so Defran will be swapping over to the Tracer for this one.
Yumang perhaps on the Roadhog, first Roadhog of the day, as we see them maybe take this triple tank comp. Meanwhile, maybe some pharmacy on the FNRGFE side.
It's interesting too, because on the old Fnatic roster, it was usually Halfikul who was playing the projectile DPS, and now Bud's starting to pick up some of these roles as we go on to Village.
Selfless just charging the point right away, right off the bat, getting into shelter, kind of making it hard for Buds to do his work on Pharah. Gonna try to shoot into the point, but it's hard to do it. You're really exposing yourself a lot to a lot of fire if you get that low on Pharah.
I mean, this is my least favorite Pharah map on Nepal.
I agree. Yeah.
But you can make it work.
Nice
gonna go ahead and get that hook. No,
we got out though. Huh. All right. Meanwhile, Selfless does grab the point first here, but FNRGFE bulldozing their way in immediately after that. Mykles 3D on the Ana goes down. Initially, there's the sound barrier for Selfless. Wow, Doc got that so fast, by the way.
Defran running through the back line, managing to take out Buds. And that's the problem with Pharah, because you don't necessarily need those long-range hit-scan heroes on Village, because if Pharah wants to contest that point, you have to get low enough to the ground to get the angle inside the hut at the center of the village, and that does leave you open to getting killed even by things like Tracer.
Yeah, well, let's watch that replay again here. Yeah, Defran just getting a ton of damage done with that Tracer, and you know, I love watching Selfless when they swap Sinatra onto the Zarya like this too, because you know, everybody talks about his Tracer, but his Zarya is quite good as well.
And there's a lot of ults coming up, and Barrage gonna try and do some work, but Sleep Dart immediately.
Yep. Whoa, there's a big rest coming in from Bonnie, so FNRGFE not out of this fight quite yet. Whole Hog Papa Emong, though, just trying to keep people out of the point. Gonna take down Muma. And it looks like with the sound barrier, wow, committing to the sound barrier, are they actually gonna be able to get to the point? Ooh, I don't know about that one. They're trying it. Sound barrier in response now for Selfless, though, so maybe a little bit of a communication issue there for FNRGFE is they weren't able to use that Lucio to really get any sort of purchase on the point.
I mean, the problem with FNRGFE's team composition right here is who is going to stay on the point.
Yeah.
Compared to the short-range brawling power that Selfless has, but that kill from the self-destruct will help.
That certainly will. Point being flipped right now. Meanwhile, Nano Boost over onto Sinatra on that Zarya, gonna roast people with laser. And the nice thing about giving the Nano Boost to Zarya, we've seen many times too, is that you build that Graviton Surge so much quicker that way too.
Well, that's a crucial late kill as Defran manages to get Clockwork down big.
Oh, no mech for you.
Yeah, big res right there, but it's just not enough.
That's right. Meanwhile, moving in there with the Primal Rage, just trying to get Selfless off the point. Kresnik swinging away with the Reinhardt. FNRGFE, though, picking up the early kills. There's that Graviton Surge, but where's the follow-up? They need a little bit more. There's a couple, and the barrage comes in. Oh, but Bud's not lasting long enough to get a ton of it. Res for Bonnie, though. Heroes apparently never die, and they are going to flip the point. Wow, at 99%. Getting that last-minute flip, but if you look on the Selfless side of things, a lot of ultimates coming up for these guys pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have used the Graviton Surge there if you're Sinatra. Thrown out, I think, a bit prematurely. You can't really be worried about them flipping the point. You, in fact, if they're going to come in and try and blow all those ultimates, waste their res, well, not waste, they flipped it over, but use the res in order to change hands on that control point. Instead of committing to that Graviton, trying to end the game right there, know that you've got 100% left to come back, right? So don't use it, let them have it, have that discipline.
Plenty of time, plenty of ults, and they're trying to take it back right now. We'll see if they can do it. Defran does go down, has that pulse bomb in reserve, so looks like they might be waiting a little bit more, but now Selfless sitting on 5 ultimates.
The problem is that FNRGFE is going to have another res now. Pretty soon here, Bonnie.
You got to prioritize killing the Mercy, you know?
Yeah, and
she can be sneaky, but you got to do it.
So, moving up here, 5 ults for Selfless. Are they going to wait until Sinatra also gets the Graviton? They're going to commit early with the sound barrier.
Wow, yeah. Charging into the point right now, see if they can just flip it back real quick. Enigma does go down. There's a whole hog used after the Earth Shatter. Rez comes in, gets 2 up. Selfless needs to win this fight, essentially the 6v8. Emong with another kill onto Boink, so without the Lucio, FNRGFE may be in a little bit of trouble, but Clockwork responding with Attack Visor, just trying to keep Selfless off the point. They are flipping it, though, for the moment. Can they hold on, though? It's going to be tough. Sinatra goes down. They do flip it, though. Can they hold it? Really tight first round here on Nepal. And is it just going to flip right back?
Buds with 6 HP finally falls. Lasted a hell of a long time on that point. They are going to flip it back 80%. So Selfless goes for the big push. And now all they have to work with is a Graviton.
All right. 90% now for FNRGFE as well.
All right, Emon going to switch to the Diva.
Yeah.
Try and get a little bit more staying power. Pulse Bomb not going to go ahead and land there for Defren.
And not finding anything. Clockwork has his own, though. Gonna throw it in the middle. That doesn't do a ton of damage, but there's a Graviton Surge now. What are they gonna get out of it? Couple kills for Buds already, and there's a barrage on top of it, and that may secure it. FNRGFE in a great position, and they will take Village here on Nepal. Good start for the blue team.
Absolutely, and I think Selfless honestly getting a bit greedy in that last push. Sinatra, especially his last 2 Graviton Surges, left a lot to be desired. Threw it out, but Bud's still getting a lot of rockets in there, and that's just a map you shouldn't be getting a lot of rockets on. And if you're FNRGFE right now, you're really confident coming back in if you're going to keep playing fire, but they are in fact going to mix it up.
Oh, so close, Buds. But yeah, you don't want to lose a map from the position that Selfless was in, right? They had 99%, they had all those ults, they had so much time to set up a fight, and they couldn't pull it off. That is a worrying situation if you're Selfless right now.
They tried too hard to end the game at 99-0 instead of playing the more patient, forward-thinking style that I think would have been more successful.
Well, Team Selfless and patience are not two things that I really think go together, it seems like. From what I've seen so far, they're going to try to fight it out here on Shrine. And it is a best of 5 for our control map, so they've got plenty of time to bring this one back. As we see the initial kills come in, the initial fight over the point. Clockwork on the outside, not touched too much, but Defron's trying to change that. Going after the Zenyatta on the top. Hard to get up that wall, yeah. Tracer can't climb walls, that's a problem.
He's playing around that health pack right now. You can see Clockwork and Bonnie covering each other on top of the health station. Bud's doing what he can to try and turn this Reinhardt around. Emon covering his back with a hook, but that...
Ooh. Well, Mykles does go down via the ultimate. Battle's still happening. Nobody claiming the point quite yet. Emon walking on with the Roadhog. Looking stronger than so far. There's a hook, and that may be a kill on. Yeah, Muma does go down, and it looks like Selfless may be able to claim the point first. They did last time as well, though. They will get the control percent building early on here at least, but can they hold on to it?
A lot of charge from Sinatra. When you're running these 3 DPS, they're going to have to make sure they get their flanks in order, because getting multiple people caught by a Graviton or an Earth Shatter could be absolutely devastating with how fast you can take down these DPS characters. So flanks have to be well prepared here for FNRGFE.
That's very true. These last 2 points on Nepal can be pretty tough to swing back if you lost them. Especially Sanctum, which we, obviously are going to see next year. Clockwork with the tack visor, but this is one of those maps where it's kind of hard to set up a clean tack visor on sometimes, so we'll see what they can get. Gets pulled into the Graviton Surge, though. Not a ton of follow-up. Clockwork does go down. That at least takes out a big threat, and Selfless looks like they are going to win this defensive fight pretty handily.
Yeah, I think when knew it was lost, throws himself off the map as fast as he can. Use the recall to go ahead and get out of that Graviton Surge. And you know what? Selfless holds on to most of their ults, approaching 5 right now in FNRGFE, hoping they could get a little bit more out there on that push and try and retake with a host of their own.
So far,
6
Selfless,
ultimates.
Yeah, they're showing a pretty good amount of efficiency here as they're trying to hold, but this fight's going to be the big one. This next one is going to be FNRGFE's best chance, and well, I think you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for it now with Buds going down. That was a big pick. Pulse Bomb used on the Selfless side for not a whole lot. Defron was traded for in return. Sound Barrier, they're going to go for it. Nice angle on the Krasnik on the side. Sound Barrier coming in for Selfless. Clockwork waiting for that golden opportunity to pop that tactical visor. And he thinks it's going to be now. Reinhardt shielding the way, though. Going to try to run around the outside. Try to take people on the outside of the point, but he's not finding a whole lot. Transcendence going in. Clockwork not getting a ton done, but Selfless, maybe the repositioning they had to do will make a difference. Buds has the opportunity to pull out the Dragon Blade still. Gets 2 kills without needing to use it, though. And Selfless starting to look a little bit scattered here on Shrine. And yeah, it looks like slowly slowly but surely, FNRGFE may be able to swing this one back around.
Well, they're waiting on this Dragon Blade right now. He's going to pick up 2, being very patient and holding it, slowly grinding out this fight.
You know, again, though, Selfless losing the point at 99%. Are we going to see a similar situation to round 1?
Well, Selfless really overcommitted with those ults. That fight started with Defron picking off Buds and it being a 6 versus 5 in favor of Selfless. FNRGFE used 1 ult, which was the sound barrier, and Selfless just used 3 immediately. So the turn back once Buds came back into the fight showed a lot more discipline and helped them swap the point.
Here we go again. Dragon Blade's coming in for Buds, looking for the backline, gets Mykles early on. Whoa, 2 from the Pulse Bomb of Defron, though, answering for Selfless. Pulse Bomb, not getting a whole lot on the FNRGFE side. They've lost a lot of people so far. Clockwork's so low, but he pops Attack Visor. Gotta go on the run. They gotta keep him alive. He may not get anything with this. No, nothing with Attack Visor. He was too low. He had to run. Takes out Defron in the end, and they do barely hold on to the point, but wow, scary moment for FNRGFE.
Fell down to about 20 HP there at the start of things, but wasn't enough to actually move on through. Big Pulse Bomb for Defran, but Clockwork had the patience, did hit the Helix Rocket to at least take the Tracer and be able to make sure that they could hold on to their control.
Yeah, they kept it by the slimmest of margins. Hook not bringing in anything for Emong. They're going to pop the sound barrier. Aggressive attack coming in for Selfless. Meanwhile, Winston the back lines. Now Selfless kind of pushed down the stairs a little bit here. That's going to bring Enigma his first kill. Emong very low, gets the self-heal off. Meanwhile, Muma with the Primal Rage looking to knock somebody off, but no, not going to find it. Kresnik does go down anyways. He tries to get back onto the point with Reinhardt. And FNRGFE continues to hold. I think the frustration is kind of starting to show here for Selfless.
I mean, if FNRGFE can bring this one back as well, Selfless has a lot of questions to answer about how they're trying to reapproach these points.
Yeah.
And how they're going to commit to the ulti. That's a huge kill to start things off.
Yeah, he dies right before the sound barrier hits him, so it's going to be a 5v6. Big advantage coming in for Selfless. Earthshatter doesn't catch a lot, though, and Selfless needed that CC. Now it's that straight-up fight. He did get blanked with the Fire Strike, at least, so that's 1 support down. It's 99 to 99 now, just like we saw last time. And Selfless may be able to flip the point back. It looks like they are. And FNRGFE desperately trying to come back. Buds comes in with the Dragon Blade, takes down Doc. That's going to be it. Selfless answering, but man, that one was close.
FNRGFE mistimed their ultimates. Buds was at about 90% of his Dragon Blade in that coming into that last fight, and had that sound barrier been slightly sooner, or Buds been a little bit further back, he got greedy trying to throw some shurikens to get the charge. Thought he had the backup of the Lucio shield, but it just was a very, very hair
like a millisecond,
like a couple, like a fraction of a second, as you're saying, off, and that made all the difference there at the end.
Well, we come into Sanctum all tied up. One last look at the fight here on Shrine. And man, again, just a really scrappy match, but Selfless able to grab that one. And man, they really needed it. If they were going to lose 2 rounds in nearly the same way, you're just not feeling good at that point. So now a little bit of confidence boosted for Selfless as they come on the Sanctum, tied up in this best-of-5 Nepal map.
I'm glad we're seeing the Pharmacy come back for them, because I think they were able to be successful with it on Village, which is not necessarily the most ideal map, but this one here in Sanctum, it really can shine. You have a lot more long sight lines and verticality to abuse here. It's going to be a really long flank around here for FNRGFE.
Yeah, Selfless taking a lot of rockets as they move around. Oh, there's a big knockup though onto Sinatra. Did he get?
No, he got onto the staircase.
Oh my gosh,
very,
I can't believe
close.
He survived that one. I thought he was off for sure. FNRGFE building a little bit of control up there. Can they do it? Oh, boink. With a left click to the face is Selfless. Storms back onto the point again, and they're going to charge in there. Emong coming up big on the Road Dog, and Selfless for the 3rd time in a row is going to claim the point first. There's a reset, and FNRGFE going to go back to the drawing board here.
It looked like Muma may have gotten a bit too far forward right there. The Mercy was preoccupied. Bonnie having to heal up Clockwork as he got low and was trying to provide covering fire. Ended up with the Winston being fairly isolated on the front lines, and Selfless getting a couple of big kills.
Yeah.
Gonna defend here right at the gates.
Sinatra.
Be careful with that one. Mercy.
Yep. 100 charge on Sinatra right now. He's going to be doing a ton of damage with the Zarya.
Yeah, split attack here. They're trying to do a pincer.
Oh, that was another close call for Sinatra. The Zarya, who lived, barely avoids falling off again. FNRGFE trying to flip the point back, but Emong again claiming those kills. And the blue team has to fall away. Sinatra was just doing a ton of damage on that Zarya. If he had been knocked off, if FNRGFE had gotten that environmental kill, maybe they would have been able to flip it.
It was a good shot call, though, from Selfless, because after they had zoned out Bonnie and Buds on the outside door, they realized several members of FNRGFE were rushing the point. They turn on it quick, man advantage, and then they're able just to push it on through.
Yep. That's right. Tobelstein used. There's a res coming in for FNRGFE. They're not done yet, trying to back cap there. Being a little bit tricky with the Tracer. Clockwork low again. Doesn't get a chance to use that attack visor, trying to wait out DeFranz. Now he's going to use his. And where's the defense? That sound barrier running off. Oh, sick Helix rockets from DeFranz to stop that ultimate cold. And Selfless looking a little bit stronger here, but we're getting up to that 99% moment where it seems like FNRG has always come back. But this time around, with the aggressive defense that Selfless is playing, it might be tough. But I think we're going to see a back cap attempt coming in from Enigma again. Yeah,
he's going to force them back. But Clockwork had a very late tack visor, did use it after the sound barrier come down. Nothing that he was going to be able to do with that. And with Buds switching over to Genji at the end as well, no chance to get that Dragon Blade in a timely manner. The attempt at a back cap just to make sure that they had some open room on the point. And it's not really going to be that effective. So Selfless continuing here to take a lead, moving up to 2-1, and they are now on map points.
They looked so much better on Sanctum as well, but you know, I feel like Sanctum, more than really any other control point, plays to Selfless strengths, where they like to win the fight, and then they like to try to do as close to spawn camping in Overwatch as you can possibly do. You saw them playing way out front near the FNRGFE spawn. That name, that team name, man, it's still tough. We'll get used to it.
All right, back onto Shrine now. Selfless is going to be rolling with the Reinhardt yet again.
Yep.
But not going to be playing the Pharah, so sticking with the Genji.
A win on this round for Selfless would tie up the series. They would take Nepal with it. Enigma just building that pulse bomb, doing a bit of damage. Nice dodge on the Roadhog hook. Clockwork does manage to catch DeFranz on the side, though, with that Helix rocket. So Selfless a little bit shorthanded coming into this one. That's a point on Locks. Oh, he's nearly got it. That pulse bomb nearly there, has to back off. Close call.
Yeah, nice harassment by Emong. You see how well he's gatekeeping the backside of the line.
I got the kill on Clockwork right before he went down. So at least he traded 1 for 1. Meanwhile, Tac Visor, I believe used. Buds does go down on the Genji, though. It's Sinatra, of course. Full charge. Seems like whenever we see this guy, he's got 100 charge. Certainly does not miss a lot.
No, his tracking has been good, and his ability to get a lot of charge out of his barriers has been fine. It's just been that once he has that ultimate, he hasn't been very effective with it so far. Gravitons have not been particularly inspiring.
It's Dragon Blade time. Here we go, coming in, looking for those support kills in the back. It was answered by the sound barrier, though. A couple extra slashes required. Oh, and he gets taken down by the hook from Emong. DeFranz, meanwhile, has that pulse bomb. He's ready to do whatever he needs, and he doesn't even need to use it. And Selfless gonna hold on to this point.
And finally getting an extended battle just to start off. A lot of ultimates being built up, and at least the Dragon Blade used there.
Felt like a defensive point for Selfless that entire time because it was just them mostly having it, and FNRGFE.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. That could have been a very important pick. Get you 10-15% for free.
Yeah. Oh, that one's rough. DeFranz in the back lines again. They get the Primal Rage out of FNRGFE, and Muma looking for those environmental kills. Gets pinned, though, and the kills coming in for the blue team now. Looking okay. And they are going to flip this one back. So, for the first time, seeing a round where it wasn't flipped at 99%, or wasn't taken at 99%, I suppose.
Yeah, and Muma coming in with a really clutch Primal Rage. He knocked Kresnik out of position, even though he had that Earth Shatter. No real way to get into a position to get a multiple person hit on that crowd control.
Yeah. All right, sound barrier. Let's see if FNRGFE can hold on to this one, playing a pretty offensive, defensive fight, if that makes any sense. It does to me, so don't worry about it. Clockwork with that Helix Rocket onto Franz seals the deal, and they should be able to keep this point for the moment.
Nothing would they get on both sides of Kresnik, and one thing that has been happening consistently here on Shrine have been Enigma and Buds just torturing Kresnik from behind, getting around the edge of his shield, and Emong hasn't been able to keep both of them off him at one time, chipping away at that Reinhardt health pool.
A little bit later kill on the Mykles as well, created a bit of a staggered spawn that now Selfless had to deal with. Back on the push now, but they had to wait a little bit longer to get that going.
So Selfless's problem with this composition is, who do you actually nano boost here? Because do you want to nano boost the whole hog? You have to use it in conjunction with this.
All right, Big Bang. Does he get it? Yeah, gets a couple. Selfless with a great start to this fight. They are nearly flipping it back now. Muma with one kill with the bounce, but I don't think that's going to be enough. This Dragon Blade has to be huge for Buds, but that sound barrier is going to prevent it from doing pretty much anything. And FNRGFE going to have to cede the point in the end.
Not sure you necessarily needed that right there. Good Big Bang as we're seeing to start things off.
Oh, yeah.
Just tossing the pulse bomb straight into the Graviton Surge. Again, the nano boost targets are limited here for Selfless. They basically have to rely on a nano boosted Roadhog if they want to get this defense successful. So
yeah. FNRGFE diving in again. Muma has that Primal Rage if he wants to use it. Nano boost onto Emong using that Nano Whole Hog. But FNRGFE just backs up. Not a lot of, oh, he gets Muma in the end, but not due to the Nano boost. Either way, Selfless holding the point. And Clockwork, he's been holding on to that attack visor for a long time. Some kills. Oh, he gets hooked though. That one hurts. Finishes himself off with the Helix Rockets, but a kill's a kill, right?
Yeah, we're just not going to see it switched right here. Mostly zoning that whole hog with the nano boost on top.
Yeah.
And even though it's not going to do much damage, the kills still manage to come through with the help of some of those hooks.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're back on the point right now. 74%. We're into overtime. Selfless looking to win Nepal right here, right now. But the kills coming in, and they are mostly in favor of FNRGFE for the moment. Finally, Tag Visor popped by Clockwork, zoning out Selfless. They want to flip it back. They nearly have it. Sinatra can't stay alive, and they will. So, 75% Selfless with a couple ults pretty close, but not a lot of time to work with. Oh, and that late kill onto Fran. That is huge. Selfless going to be shorthanded at a time where they cannot afford to be.
Yeah, we're going to 99-99 for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Doa. Kresnik with the Shatter and Buds needing to avoid that one. Doesn't really have a lot of protection. Has to stay within the trance.
Dragon Blade coming in for Buds on the outside. Oh, he gets hit with the Earth Shatter though, and Sound Barrier for Selfless keeping them up. We're into OT. It is 99-99. There's a Graviton Surge, and Selfless cleaning up this fight, trying to take it back again. And if they do, they can win Nepal and tie up this series. Desperately daring to do it, and Zenyatta, sorry man, I love you, but you're not going to retake the point by yourself. Selfless will win Nepal, and we've got a tie series.
Kresnik with a really clutch shatter there at the end, because Buds was trying to reposition to get back into Bonnie's Transcendence and never really had an opportunity to get there. We're going to see a huge res from Village. Wow, really exciting. Well snuck indeed.
Yep. 4-man res. Well, good times.
And one of the